It is exactly 1:45 p.m. on Wednesday, May 14th, 2025. I just had to leave a 5-minute long voicemail for the Greenville Group to let them know that I had been unable to use the facilities in this bathroom throughout the very early morning hours, late morning hours, and early afternoon today due to two separate individuals who seem to have been permitted by the Greenville Group to access the vacant, unrented bathroom behind this wall and also to access the, somewhat unrented unit directly below in 76, and who have been acting in conjunction with each other by making repeated, violent slamming and banging noises directly below this floor and directly behind this wall. Each and every single time I've tried to use a bathroom in this unit throughout the entire early morning, late morning, and early afternoon today. Again, it is 1:45 p.m. and approximately 10 minutes ago, somebody in the bathroom directly behind this wall once again started making repeated, violent smacking and banging noises directly against this wall. And somebody directly below in 76 has been, I don't know what they're using, some type of a broomstick or a rod to hit the floor below this unit when I engage in certain personal activities in the privacy of this living space, but not others. And the two psycho sex offenders, obviously it has to be a sex offender if they get violent and aggressive and intrusive when you silently try to use your bathroom, in 76 directly below and in 78, had been acting at the same time to make violent slamming and banging noises. This started happening at 6 o'clock this morning when my alarm went off. Somebody directly below in 76, and at the same time, somebody in 78 started making slamming and banging noises at the same time, one directly below and one directly against that wall. There's a huge difference in the sound, the decibel level, and the transmission of audio waves between somebody making slamming and banging noises directly below in 76, one floor down, using some type of a broomstick to hit the floor of my unit, and somebody either punching or kicking this wall right here at the same time. So you know it's coming from two different locations. And it happens almost at the exact same time, meaning it is two rejected, mentally disturbed, no life, low life, sex offender, psycho trash who can't keep to themselves, who can't leave women alone, and who think that somehow they have something to do with what goes on in my unit and in my bathroom because they have been provided access to footage or sounds or images of what I happen to do in that bathroom when I try to do it in real time. This keeps happening. I've been reporting this for 8 years now. It has been going on for 8 years. The Greenville Group continues to allow it to happen because they are the ones doing this. They are the ones permitting a psycho, violent sex offender. I don't know who it is, but I have a pretty good idea at this point after 11 years of dealing with this. They're permitting a violent psycho sex offender to access the unrented, vacant premises of the bathroom behind this wall. And I know it's unrented, vacant, and empty because over the last few days, there has been absolutely nobody using that bathroom right here for any legitimate purpose. There's nobody using the shower. You don't hear the toilet flushing. You don't hear anybody, you don't smell like shampoo or conditioner, like that type of smell. I mean, when Jorge, the maintenance manager of the Greenville Group, stayed in Unit 78 behind this wall for a few weeks in August of 2023, I always knew he was in there. I could smell his aftershave. I could hear the shower running, literally, right behind this wall. He did not make violent slamming and banging noises against the wall behind my toilet when I tried to use that toilet because Jorge was a normal, decent guy, and he wasn't perving and creeping all over whatever surveillance devices happened to be in this bathroom to see what I did in here. Jorge minded his own business. He showered in the early mornings. You always knew when he was showering. You could hear the shower running. You could smell the aftershave. I mean, this is a tiny space, so whatever goes on in the bathroom behind this wall, you can hear some kind of thudding noise or water running. You can't hear words. You can't hear enunciation. You can't hear individual phrases of what people are saying because, again, there is two pieces of drywall separating this bathroom from the one behind it. But you can always tell the difference between a legitimate tenant who is actually living in that bathroom and using it for its intended purposes, and a psycho violent sex offender who smacks the wall repeatedly when you try to take a shower or try to use a toilet, and who likes to burn and propagate sickening amounts of marijuana and cigar smoke from the tiny unventilated bathroom behind this wall. That is not legitimate tenant activities. That is a psycho sex offender who is being permitted by the Greenville Group to access the premises of the unrented unit behind this wall that is obviously unrented, because over the last few days, there has been no warm water in this bathroom or in any bathroom on this floor. And so you would think that somebody would still be using the toilet or, trying to test the water of the shower behind this wall. There's been absolutely no legitimate activity over the last 5 days from the bathroom behind this wall. The only activity that has been occurring happens at the exact moment when I try to use a toilet in this bathroom. And then the psycho sex offender, who obviously likes to sit in this bathroom for hours at a time because they have nothing else going on, and possibly they're getting paid or sponsored to engage in harassment of tenants that the Greenville Group doesn't like and are trying to get rid of. Well, she likes to violently smack the wall behind this toilet when I try to use it. Only when I try to use it. As I keep reporting, the slamming, smacking, and banging from the unrented premises of the bathroom of 78 behind this wall, and also from the psycho thug, violent sex offender piece of trash directly below in 76, only happen when I engage in personal, private activities in the privacy of this unit that involve the partial removal of clothing that nobody should have any knowledge of, because the removal of clothing is a silent activity. There's no way that the two psycho pieces of shit, these rejected filth in 76 below and in 78 behind that wall, could have any idea of whether or not I'm removing my clothing at the moment that I happen to be removing it, unless they are using and privy to video surveillance devices in the privacy of this living space. There's also no hot water, no warm water at all. So right now, this is what happens if you turn on the cold water. There's a little tiny bit of water, not much. It's very oily, thick, and slimy. Can't really use it for anything. And there's no water coming out of the hot water tap. This is the 7th day in a row now that the Greenville Group have completely failed and refused to provide functioning warm water to any of the taps on this floor. So that the fact that there's somebody in the bathroom behind this wall for hours smacking the wall behind this kitchen sink when I happen to do anything that is remotely personal or private in the privacy of my living space means that whoever's behind that wall right there is not there for legitimate purposes. And again, because this is a shower stall, the fact that there's constant smacking and banging going on for hours behind this wall right here, starting at 6 o'clock in the morning, means that that is a very disturbed, malignant reject who has no business being in that bathroom. And it is not maintenance, because maintenance doesn't show up at 6 in the morning and in 2 separate units and start making slamming and banging noises at the same time from 2 separate units that happen to be right next to mine. That is not a coincidence, folks. That is not an accident, folks. When it happens at the same exact time, based on one single thing that you happen to do, every single time it happens, that is not a coincidence. That is a deliberate act of concerted aggression and surveillance-based harassment that has been going on, as I keep saying, for years now. So again, I just left a voicemail for the Greenville Group at 1:45 today, which was now like 10, 12 minutes ago, to report that I'm unable to use my bathroom in this unit and have been unable to use a bathroom in this unit safely and with any degree of privacy for the last 8.5 hours, 9 hours now, starting at 6 o'clock in the morning when my alarm went off, and some psycho pig in 78 and the same BFF psycho pig in 76 started making violent slamming and smacking noises, one of them below my bed and one of them against this wall at 6 o'clock in the morning, as soon as my alarm went off. And it's not because my alarm is that loud. I have tested the sound output on my phone alarm, and you can barely hear it at any point outside of the 4 walls of this unit. So if these pieces of shit are reacting to my alarm going off, then it's because they're trying very, very hard to hear what goes on in the privacy of this living space.